What's going on, everybody? I have a lesson I want to share. Now, I've written this lesson, and I didn't get the chance to share it, so I'm gonna go ahead and share it now. This lesson is called Correction or Misjudgment. The theme of this is there are people who can handle correction but don't know how to handle misjudgment, and there are people who can't handle correction but can handle misjudgment. And so in Proverbs 13:18, which is a very, very good book in the Bible, in the Old Testament, it says, if you ignore criticism, you will end up in poverty and disgrace. If you accept criticism, you will be honored. So the difference between that is pretty much, if you can't take criticism, then it's just not going to end well for you. Because there are people out there who want to hold you accountable, and that they'll call you out on something that you're not doing, but they're doing that because they want to correct you on something that they see that you can do better in. They don't want to call you out on it just because they want to call you out on it. They want to call you out on it because they want to see you do better. So for an example, I've done stuff that I've been called out by other people about. Like, they didn't call me out in front of someone, like in front of a group. They pulled me aside and talked with me about it one-on-one. And I look at that and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. I do need to change that. I do need to work on that. I do need to fix that. Stuff like that. They came to me about it because they see that I can do better. They see that they want to see the good out of me. They want to see me do better, not mess up. They want to see me rise to the occasion, not fall. And so people are going to judge you according to the way you walk, the way you talk, how you dress, etc., etc. But they need to know that the world has no authority to judge anybody because God is the only person that judges us. Yeah, people are going to judge you. That's just how the world is. They're going to judge you. What they say does not matter. What they say about you does not matter at all. And so we're going to look at the difference between correction and misjudgment. So starting with correction, in Proverbs 15:32, it says, if you reject discipline, you only harm yourself. But if you listen to correction, you grow in understanding. So, yes, you're going to be corrected in a lot of things. You're also going to be held accountable for what you do. Now, let's say you do something and you realize you did wrong, but you also get consequence for it. You realize what you did wrong, you were sorry for it, you asked for forgiveness, you were forgiven, but there's a consequence for everything that we do. And so the Google definition of correction is the action of process of correcting something. And so as Christ followers, we should not be rejecting any discipline from someone who has authority over us. We should be accepting corrections from people who are holding us accountable on our actions. So, like I said, we mess up on something. Someone pulls us aside one-on-one, calls us out on it because they're holding us accountable. They want to see us do better. They don't want to see us do worse. And so when you realize that you did something wrong and someone comes and corrects you for the wrong thing that you did, how will you handle that correction? There will be people who take corrections and see it as accountability, and there will be people who will take it as they are being judged. And so looking at that, it's like, okay, for example, let's say you cheated on the test and you got caught, and the teacher comes up to you one-on-one and says, you're gonna fail. You're getting a 0 on this test because you failed, or because you cheated. There's one student that'll say, I didn't cheat. I was just, looking. I didn't look at his answers. I picked different answers. He's answering that because he was judged. Now, there's going to be the other student that's going to say, you're right. I apologize. I shouldn't have cheated on the test. And yeah, that student realizes that he messed up and he shouldn't have cheated on the test. And now misjudgment. In Deuteronomy 32:27, it says, but I feared the taunt of Israel's enemy, who might misunderstand and say, our own power has triumphed. The Lord has nothing to do with this. And so the Google definition of misjudgment is the action of forming a wrong opinion or conclusion about something. The world will start to judge you and not like you, whether they know you or not. For example, a guy meets a girl that he wants to get to know more on a personal level, but this girl seems like he's trying to get with her right away because she thinks all guys want a relationship for the wrong reasons. Not all guys want to seek a relationship for the wrong reasons. There are guys that want to get to know you, that want to be your friend, that don't even want to be like they want, like, if they seek a relationship, they're not seeking it for the wrong reasons. If they're seeking a relationship, they want to build that relationship stronger with God being first in that relationship. And so the world is always going to judge a book by its cover, and that's because they don't know you personally. When they don't know someone personally or like someone, they start to judge you for no reason. But when they get to know you more, then they realize they judge the book by its cover. I mean, pretty much the world judged Jesus because they thought that Jesus was not the Son of God, which he is. And so, like, they just thought that he was some other dude that was just saying all these things. But when he actually died on the cross for all our sins, they realized that he was speaking the truth. And so, pretty much what I'm saying is, don't judge a book by its cover. Actually get to know someone personally and see what they're about. And if you don't like how they are, don't go behind their back talking about them and judging them and saying all these rude things. Just be acquainted to them. Say your hellos and stuff. Give them a high five or something, and then just go about your business. You don't have to be all buddy-buddy with people. And so the closing questions I have are, how will you handle correction when someone corrects you for what you did that was wrong? When someone judges you, how will you handle it? And will you allow what people say matter, or what God says matter? And so I had wrote that lesson a while back ago, and I'm just now able to share it because I realized people are going to judge a book by its cover. People are going to say things to you and about you that aren't even true. But just be yourself. Know what God says about you matters. And just always keep him first. So that's all I got.